Alright guys, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to Further Beyond Gaming. My name is Cody GT, and in today's video we are taking a look at the brand new version 4.0 beta that I did just go ahead and obtain, and specifically we're going to be taking a look at Starlit Astrologos, the brand new SP Theresa that will be dropping in that version. So I am so excited to go ahead and bring you today's video. We're going to be going over the brand new Theresa's kit as well as gear, and we're going to do some gameplay. So we're going to do a full character breakdown, and hopefully after this video it will give you a better idea of whether or not you want to fully invest and grind SP Theresa to the max. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. I hope you like what you see. If you do, go ahead and consider subscribing if you're brand new, and like the video if you enjoy the comment. But with that being said, let's go ahead and jump straight into it. So like I mentioned, today's video is all about the character breakdown for the brand new Theresa, the free-to-play one that I think is an absolutely amazing Valkyrie. My recommendation right off the bat is to go ahead and grind her out and try and evolve her as high as possible to SSS rank, because I think she is just that good. She is a biologic type, so keep that in mind, and a support Valkyrie for your physical damage dealers. But come to find out, going through her kit and her skills, she actually is a pretty decent, secondary DPS or damage dealer for your team. So if you're putting a team composition together, you have your main DPS, and then you can have your Theresa as a secondary DPS or secondary damage dealer. She is pretty good at that, and we'll get into that in just a moment when we take a look over her kit and things of that nature. So with that being said, we're first going to go ahead and take a look at her skills before we jump into her gear and the gameplay. Now, I did want to go ahead and quickly mention that I have this SP Theresa for the beta version at only S rank. So when we're going through her skills and the gameplay, she is at base S rank. The reason why I did that is because I feel as if this is going to give the most accurate representation for most individuals that are playing the game. So what do I mean by that is that not everybody right off the bat is going to have a SS or SSS rank Starlit Astrologos, which I believe I'm saying that name right. I hope I am. SP Theresa. It's just not going to be realistic, and this is something that I want to do for future beta versions if I do get in them, to show the Valkyrie off at the base S rank, because I believe that's the most realistic rank for every individual. I think that's very realistic that each individual who obtains this Theresa is at least going to be able to get her to base S rank. And then with her being farmable, of course, SS and then SSS eventually. And so that's what I wanted to go ahead and do in today's video, and for future betas for new Valkyries that come out as well. So let me know in the comments down below what you guys think about that. And of course, I'll come back with another gameplay showing her fully maxed out at SSS rank and all the skills fully maxed out. So when we're going through the skills, understand that some of them will still be locked, but this will give you a better idea if you want to go ahead and invest in her fully, and take her to the max level as far as rank and things of that nature. So really quickly, going over the skills, you can see them on your screen right now. I'm not going to go through each and every single one of them, just because I feel as if the video is going to be way too lengthy. It's going to be like a 45-minute video, and I don't want to keep you guys around just going through the skills like that. So we're just going to go ahead and highlight some of the unique ones and the things that I think you should really be focusing on when it comes to this Starlit Astrologos brand new Theresa. So the first one that we saw earlier was just her special attacks, which she has one that increases her defense and ignore interrupt, which makes her pretty tanky of a Valkyrie and damage reduction, which was really unique. Now this is her ultimate attack, which is a really cool ultimate attack that provides damage reduction and ignore interrupt, which is absolutely fantastic. I love that combination of damage reduction and ignore interrupt. It's probably the best combo that I really enjoy the most. So I thought that was really unique and awesome to have on this Theresa. And then we're moving over to the skills that she has here, which is just her basic attacks. Now her first two sequences of the basic attack restores bonus SP, which is great. And then her third sequence attack is the basic attack, which provides 120 HP and 4 SP for the team. So you can see the support capabilities kicking in there. And I will say that the third sequence attack is one that you're always going to want to go ahead and go for anyways, because of the combo combo attack that you're able to do with the third sequence attack, which we'll show in the gameplay here in just a moment. So that is really good. And then if you reach 10, 30, or 60 combo hits, boost the crit rate by those percentages respectively. So absolutely fantastic. I love the basic sequence attacks of those attacks. So can I say attack again? So moving on from there, we have the evasion, or the ultimate evasion, which restores SP. It reduces the cooldown by 2 seconds, which allows you to do the ultimate evasion even more. And then upon triggering the White Tiger, the Theresa summons a formation lasting 15 seconds. Now, this is a unique mechanic for this brand new Theresa. Landing after 3 seconds of preparation, formation can be activated when a teammate steps into and triggers a 2-second global time fracture, and the formation will vanish if a new one is summoned, and it cannot be activated by the Theresa herself. So a unique mechanic. Upon her ultimate evasion, it drops down that formation, and then if you switch into another Valkyrie, which we'll show in the gameplay here in just a moment as well, then that Valkyrie can trigger a time fracture. So you can see you can create a great team combination of just global time fractures all the time, and is really cool, very unique, and I hope they do this more in the future for other Valkyries to come out. So really, really awesome right there. Now, we do have her passive skill where teammates obtain 1 stack of hexagram with a 1-second cooldown, and the stacks are shared across the team, which is really great. Taking a hit reduces the 1 stack, so keep that in mind also. The ultimates cast by teammates grant 5 bonus hexagrams, and it does other great abilities as well. You just have to keep in mind that if the Theresa was to die, those stacks do go away. And then the leader skill is pretty decent as well. Not a bad leader skill when it comes to this Theresa, and something that you can definitely invest in if you want to. It's pretty decent. But of course, with her being an SP Valkyrie comes the SP skills that you can go ahead and obtain, which is related to her combo attack, where you can release the attack button upon the flash prompts after the third sequence attack, where the prompt to trigger perfect cast, restoring 10 bonus SP and dealing 600% attack of physical damage, which is really good. If you get the Theresa to double S rank, then the combo attacks a perfect cast on enemies for 1 second with a 8-second cooldown, so you're able to then stun the enemies, which is awesome. And then at triple S rank, combo attacks a perfect cast restores 9 SP on hit. Once again, really, really good. Now, moving over to her gear and equipment, if you were to go for her gear, which I don't find her to be gear dependent in my opinion, I think you can put other stigmatas and other crosses on her, like the 11 Sacred Relic, for example, if you have that available, and I think that will do just fine. But if you were to go for a piece of her gear, I think the weapon would be the one that you'd want to go for because of the support capabilities for the team that it can provide, and what it can do to the enemy, slowing their move speed, and then boosting your own team move speed and physical damage, which is really great. It also has a unique ability that when you are procting her QTE mechanic, she then can proc her ultimate at the same time and drop the weapon skill also, which we'll show in the gameplay, which is really cool. Something I forgot to mention as well is the new Theresa brings that brand new mechanic of the QTE where she does her QTE but does not switch in. She actually stays out, and you are able to take advantage of her QTE without actually having to switch her, which is a really cool mechanic, I think, in my opinion, one that fits my gameplay style really well, because that allows you to use, let's say for example, Bright Knight Durandal more and keep her out on the field but still take advantage of the QTE. I think that is really, really cool, and we'll see that in the gameplay. I think it's awesome, and I would love to see more Valkyries be able to do that in the future, that unique mechanic. Now moving over to her stigmata, we have the Shujing stigmata set, where we have the top, mid, and bottom, of course. Now, once again, if you're going to go for a gear, the weapon is what I would be going after. But if you were to obtain one of the stigmatas, I think the top one would be the best one to get, in my opinion, because, again, of the support capabilities of being able to provide bonus physical damage for the team. I think that is really, really important. The mid one is pretty decent, but it's really just for the Theresa herself, and it allows her to be more of a damage dealer, which is good. That's where I mentioned she could be somewhat of like a secondary DPS for your team if you need her to be, so you don't have to bring another secondary DPS Valkyrie. So she could be your support and secondary DPS. But I think the mid is probably the least favorable in my eye. The next one that I would think you would want to go for if you're going for the Stigmata is the bottom. I think that would be the best one to go for, but besides the top, after the top, the bottom. But the thing is about the Stigmata set, the 2 set doesn't really intrigue me all that much. It's actually the 3 set. So if you were to get 2, I kind of feel as if you would want to get all 3 to go ahead and take advantage of the 3 set, because the 2 set is decent, but I don't think it's all that great. We'll see it here in just a second. But in my opinion, like I mentioned, I don't think she's gear dependent. I think you could really just go for another Stigmata set, like a support Stigmata set instead. But as you can see with the 2 set, boost total damage by 30%. That's just what it does. And then the 3 set, casting ultimate, boost total damage of hosts and deployed team members by 20%, which is really good. When equipped by the Theresa, it grants 40% bonus crit damage. So the 3 set is really good for the team. The 2 set is just, I don't know. In my opinion, it's just, it doesn't really impress me all that much. So if you were to get 2 out of the 3 Stigmatas, I figured you might as well just go for all 3. But if you were to get one, I think the top one is the best one. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys think about that. But once again, I don't find her to be gear dependent. I believe you can go ahead and stick another good Stigmata set on her. Will work out perfectly fine. And once again, you don't necessarily need the weapon, but I think the weapon is really, really good. So if you're going to get any of her gear, I think the weapon would be the best one to go for. Now we are going to go ahead and show off the brand new Theresa's gameplay. And I just jumped into the Abyss. Now keep in mind it's Agony. I had no control over that. It's just where it's at right now. So we're showing her with the Bright Knight Durandal and the Stygian Nymph. This would be one of the team combinations I would use, one of the more offensive team combinations I would use, as they're both physical damage dealers. But there's plenty of other team combinations that I'm going to be coming out with here very soon, and I cannot wait to go ahead and show you guys that with a maxed out triple S rank Theresa with, you know, more of a support type team or a more favorable team that you'd want to go for. This was just one that I thought to be, you know, highly offensive, and check the QTs and things of that nature. But as you can see, we're going through the basic attacks so you can get an idea of the basic attacks as well as the combo attacks, the sequences, and how they work. So the way it works is that aura around Theresa after the 3rd attack is where you would then want to hold the attack button so you can proc that combo attack. But if you hold it for too long, you go into that stunned stumble state. But keep in mind, the combo attack to proc that to get it perfectly is actually a very large window. You would really have to not be paying attention or just really have your timing completely off to miss that window. It's very large and it's hard to miss. I actually had to try to miss that in order for me to proc stumbling down. So keep that in mind. It's very easy. You don't have to worry about that. But there is the weapon skill that I wanted to show. And then you see the ultimate evasion leaves that formation down, where if you were to switch into Bright Knight Durandal, go over that formation, which you can see it lasts a pretty long time, can proc that time fracture, which is absolutely amazing in my opinion. I love that. I think that's such a good mechanic, and I want to see more Valkyries be able to do things like that in the future. So let me know in the comments down below what you guys think. But here is the ultimate. It is a fantastic ultimate. Now, it's a bit of a load up time for that, so keep that in mind. If you're around a lot of enemies and you're going to pop the ultimate, understand you're probably going to take some hits, but it's a great ultimate at the same time. It hits a lot of enemies, pulls them in, wide range. It's really, really good. I like it a lot in my opinion. But her weapon skill and her ultimate does great crowd control. I think it's really great. And we're going to see the combo attack again right there, which once again, it's very hard to miss that timing. Like I mentioned, you really have to not be paying attention in order to miss that timing for the combo attack, or you kind of have to almost do it on purpose. But there we go. I switch into the Durandal so we can get some hits in, and I want to see the QT procced for the brand new Theresa to kind of get an idea of how it works. And keep in mind, this was my first time actually playing with Theresa. Beforehand, I played with her a little bit, but not all that much. I never seen the QTE. I never seen the new mechanic, so this was my first time actually being able to do this. And as you can see, her icon was flashing, and I pressed it, and as you can see, she popped out, did what she needed to do, and then she hopped back. And you can keep your Stygian Nymph out there, your main DPS Valkyrie, and go to town. I think that is a really cool mechanic. Once again, I would love to see future Valkyries be able to do this as well, because my gameplay style is let my main DPS stay out there, do the work, and, you know, be able to put the hits in and just melt the enemy's health. And there you go. So the what I did right there is I procced the QTE, and then if you press the icon, the Theresa icon again, you can actually pop her ultimate if you have it available. That, in my opinion, is absolutely phenomenal. And then as you saw, because of her skill, she drops the weapon skill as well, which is crazy. So she's doing a lot without even having to come out on the battlefield, and you can leave your main DPS out there and do the work. I don't know, guys. I think that's such a cool mechanic. I absolutely love that. And here we go. We're going to do it again. You proc the QTE, but you don't take her out. Now, what you can do, you can proc the QTE and then click on her icon again, and then she then comes out and she stays out. So you could do it either way, whichever you prefer. So there you go. You procced it, and then you can press it again, and there you go. She stays out. So that's how her QTE works. I still have to play around with it because I'm still getting used to her. This was very much a first impression for me. I wanted to see how she worked from a first impression standpoint for this first gameplay video for you guys. But like I mentioned, I'm going to be coming back with her at SSS rank. A little bit more knowledge of how she works gameplay wise, fully maxed out with a really proper team to try her out. But here we go. We procced the QTE again, but as you can see, we didn't have the we did have the ultimate, excuse me, and you can see the weapon skill, the fan drop down, which I love it that it's a fan and not like a traditional cross. I think that's really cool. I don't know. I just think it's awesome. But yeah, guys, that was the gameplay for the brand new SP Theresa. I wasn't as excited for her to come out when I first initially saw her, I'll be honest. But now that I've got to play with her, I got to learn her skills a little bit and see what she can do. I am floored. I'm over the moon excited for this new Theresa. So let me know in the comments down below what you guys think. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you got something from it. I hope this gave you a better decision on whether or not you're going to go all the way in for her or not. In my recommendation, she is worth the grind, but I'm going to get out of here. Remember to stand out, be different, have fun, go further beyond in everything that you do. And until next time, my boys, until next time, it's your homie Cody GT. Man, I'm out. I talked a lot.